welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just joining us, where have you been? You missed an absolute barn burner other game on Mirage. The comeback was so close there for Renegades, tantalizingly close, Vince. And once again, they fell at the final hurdle, lost to the CZs. But that was Fnatic's pick, and we move on to Cobblestone now. Do we feel like their chances are improved going into this one?
Yeah, because sure, at one point it looked like that was going to be a horrendous map for Renegades, getting smashed out like 16-6, 16-7. Sure. But they did mount somewhat of a comeback. They did start to get some momentum and some kills rolling their way, and now we move to their map. So you'd have to hope, from a neutral's perspective, that Renegades will be able to pull it out again here and start much better, because that last map, the start was horrific. They got the first 3 rounds and it was 10 in a row to Fnatic. Yeah, you're absolutely right there. The pistol going in their favor. We thought, okay, they've got a decent chance here, but 10 rounds in a row was rough. They managed to get the last 2 together, but that man there, Crims, was an absolute beast. Every single round on the CT side, it felt like he was finding multiple frags. Cobblestone, hopefully more forgiving for Renegades. It's a map they have played well in the past. It's been a little bit less forgiving for them in the recent months, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully they can put up some decent numbers here, take us all the way again. It was looking unlikely they'd even make it to 30 rounds, Vince, so we'll play to them to actually bring that game back, but they need to start capitalizing on early stages and making sure they're the ones to get that lead, and they're not constantly chasing their opponents. Fnatic, with players turning up, JW with a slow start into the game, but really got going with the AWP in the mid stages of the first half. Crims was pretty stellar throughout. It was players like Ustillo for Renegades that looked quite slow. Didn't see that Chris Bain he certainly got. Azza with some very promising plays throughout the entirety of Mirage. Had some great stuff on T side, especially to destroy the backline of Fnatic. Yeah, he was the guy getting boosted in window time and time again, and even if he didn't get into B, as he did that one round, it was ridiculous when they had CZs. He was able to get 1 kill, buy up enough time for them to push out of the apps. He was constantly being a real nuisance in jungle too. It was forcing the CTs to play more passive and respect him, and a couple of times I think he actually killed Golden in CT spawn and really just broke open the whole mid portion of the map. So he played a really solid half there, even though I think he may go under the radar because he didn't end up with the most kills. Yeah, that's very true. Well, either way, Vince, we are ready to get in towards Cobblestone here. It will be Renegades starting on the CT forces, Fnatic on the T side. We'll have a look at the buys as we get into it and see where we can work out where Fnatic will be heading. Most teams favor an A split, it seems, these days. There are options to go towards B straight off as well, with 1 smoke in the connector, which you can use to go either way. And we'll have a look as the P250 comes out for Flusha, a weapon that seemed to be purchased in every single T side pistol at this point. No deagle for Lekro this time, just 1 smoke. I assume they'll be using the connector as they start to head towards B. They'll be looking to finish up there as well. No one heading towards mid or through the connector at all. And it'll be Lekro to focus on drop down here. JKS, he'll be listening up for footsteps as it looks like the A split will be coming through potentially here. Jake with the first kill. JKS finds frags as well. Very crisp ones with that USP. That's pretty amazing, because they gave so much free space to Fnatic, but it was Golden that was able to put a lot of bullets to faces in the pistol rounds. Previously, not this time. They hemorrhaged too many players. But I did feel it worse for Renegades. They gave up drop, they gave up connector, but they were landing the shot, so it didn't matter. Yeah, JKS watching the drop down and the connector. Hits 2 beautiful 1-taps with the USPS, and it will be a force buy for Fnatic with no bomb going down there. We're going to see CZs, Deagle, so smoke and an HE grenade. Golden with a couple of frags, opt for more utility here. So very similar approach probably, but they were sending 2 players towards middle this time. Attempted to set up for Renegades. They do bring out 4 rifles actually, 2 of which are FAMASs, 2 M4s. No kits available, but it shouldn't get to that point if they're lucky. We'll see what happens. You still are at the back of Chicken Coop here. Bomb in B halls for Fnatic. Very spread out default so far, just seeing if they can find an opening pick. There's a map yesterday that Fnatic struggled on. Have to see if they can bounce back. Renegades in the meanwhile, holding Chicken Coop and Statue. Crossfire established into B long, which is just going to see JW playing there, and he's tried to be somewhat of a decoy, now moving back towards drop. Meanwhile, Long is being pressured by Golden. Going to throw in his flashbang straight into the eyes of JKS, but his M4 is still on point. Laser precision, surgically cutting out Fnatic of Cobblestone, but Flusha is going to answer back. JW will have the drop on Nifty, using the drop zone play to his advantage, and if he can get the upper hand onto his Stillo, this may still be up for debate, and indeed it is. It's Flusha that goes in on Azza. This should have been a round that they won comfortably.
Yeah.
JKS went to town with the M4.
Absolutely, he was looking like it was shut down completely. 2-on-2 now, still within a chance of winning the round. Maybe less so now. JW left in a 2 versus 1, making a bit of noise there. Has to get the bomb. Only 20 seconds remaining. Looks like he might be out of luck here. 10 HP, pre-fire in the corner, and Jacob will get the final frag there. JKS doing absolutely everything he could to find those 3 frags. Maybe a bit nervous towards the end of that round when it came into the 2-on-2. Here are the frags he picked up. Lovely stuff. See him spinning around like a turret there to find all the kills required. Will be shut down, no bomb planted for Fnatic, so they'll take the full eco here. Glocks only, nothing purchased whatsoever.
Even though Fnatic did get the 3 kills, because they're on full Glocks, you don't expect any more casualties for Renegades, so they can bounce straight back. Azra in the meanwhile, MP9 going to be playing aggressive, the expendable weapon. I don't really care if they keep a hold of this. Of course, he'd love to get more kills before he goes down, just to bolster up his bank balance. He's going to get one more. And now Golden realizes, oh, well, I've got myself a weapon, but it's pretty useless against this armor.
Yeah, any players with helmets and Kevlar doesn't really do that much, especially at anything more than close range. More dings coming in. There'll be Flusha and Lekro tagged up to about 15 HP. Golden still for 100, but like you said, that MP9 doesn't really look like to be causing much of a dent in the defense. Answer with the first 2 kills. It looks almost guaranteed this round at this point. 1 minute remaining. Just going to see if they can maybe get a cheeky kill if they go towards drop down.
I'd fancy Jacob to clean it up from this point. Flusha somehow able to jump across to the left, tried to bait out once more. JKS in the meanwhile holding it down from doors. And Golden's days are numbered. Best he could hope for is a kill. A nice bit of kill reward from it. Maybe he can outmaneuver JKS, but therein lays the issue with the MP9.
There we go. 4 players survive for Renegades. 1 kill there for Fnatic. First gun round coming in. No option of the AWP for the T side. Nifty not going to purchase one just yet. Going to keep hold of his M4A4 there. Hasn't yet fragged, but JKS certainly has 7 kills on the board so far. He's still out following his performance as well. Seems he's very quiet on Mirage. 1-0. Fnatic will be focusing once again towards B. Flusha to patrol middle. He's going to be showing some presence there, throwing a smoke towards the mid doors. Grenades being exchanged at the upper platform. He still takes one in the face, and JKS gets tagged up to 59. For now, the utility battle is over, and all comes to a bit of a halt. Fnatic can wait for these smokes to go down and make their next move.
Flusha making a move up on A long side. Let's see if he can get himself any action. Meanwhile, though, Fnatic are playing out aggressively on B platform. Stillo could see action from both JW and Lekro. 2 players stacking to drop. Flusha is no longer an issue to contend with. And the fact that he's by himself actually probably gives away exactly what's coming up for Renegades. The point is, though, there's only a minute left, or there is a minute left, I should say, so it's easy enough for them to wrap up back around. Golden missing out a lot of opportunities. The counteract onto his Stillo finally gets it done, but it's at the cost of 90 of his health. Now that Jacob's gone onto JW, this round is over. Crims, though, able to get 1 on his way out. Renegades off to a much better start, 4-0.
Yep, managing to win that first gun round. We said that's what they needed, really. They won the pistol on Mirage, but then lost about 3 or 4 rounds in a row. Then it all spiraled out of control. Couldn't get established whatsoever. This is looking much better as they'll be up against another Fnatic partial buy here. CZ's Deagles, 1 smoke. We'll see if they want to head towards A this time. Maybe see what their luck is like on that side of the map. Nifty, though, will be positioning himself this time with the FAMAS. Doesn't want to bring out the orb just yet, it seems. Dropped out by teammates. And it's not going to work out for him. Golden, nice execution there with the CZ. JKS has to recover the play. As does that as well. Should be able to get 2. Only finds 1, though. JKS still buying time with the incendiary dropped. And now waiting for them to commit towards the A site.
Yeah, I love that Molotov. Really funnels them to come up into JKem's aim. JW is going to take him, plus Golden. A 2-on-2, far too close for comfort, and it just got a whole lot closer. Stillo, with his M4, has to rummage round the back, traverse through the murky waters of mid, and try and claim what should have been Renegades comfortably. And he's going to run out into the open.
No.
JW misses his chance, though, with the CZ. What is happening? Flusha on 2 health. It's going to go down to Astillo, and JW will be kicking himself.
What happened there? How did JW not go on that frag? I was thinking for a second, don't knife him, JW, for God's sake. He didn't even go for the knife, and it all fell apart. I'm not sure if we can get the replay from his POV, but that was an absolute disaster. There's the miss, and then Astillo finishes him off. He gets a really crisp kill here towards the top of middle. Fair play to him. Astillo keeps the dream alive for Renegades. Fnatic looking frustrated. 5-0. Back 10 out for Flusha. Not going to do a whole lot of good, I'm afraid, but they are going to be just throwing in the B rush here. Looks like Jacob's going to hold it off right now. Can he find a double kill? Azza will maintain the man advantage.
Fnatic are at least getting some kills in retaliation, though. Azza, Molotov to his left, pretty much has to hold position. Now that a smoke has been placed down, it affords him the opportunity to move to his right-hand side behind Statue, but JW's a step ahead of him. CORSAIR already perfectly placed to head height. Lacro, very much the same story onto Nifty, and JKS has gone down. So finally, Fnatic have broken the curse. Very important. They're an emotional team, especially the likes of Crims, who would not have been happy with the state of affairs.
Yeah, absolutely true. And unfortunately for Renegades, the 5-1 lead they've got will be finding themselves in towards an eco position now. The rounds have been pretty close, with Astillo winning the round before, just himself remaining. That was it. Then losing that round there, they'll just take HE grenades and default pistols, trying to maybe nade the upper platform, hope a B rush comes in. They'll listen out for footsteps and see what's possible at the start of the round. It doesn't look like that'll be coming through, though, from Fnatic. They're focusing on the A side of the map, as Flusha, Golden, and JW start to coordinate themselves towards long A. Flusha looks like a flash in Golden now. There's the flash, and JW just patrols towards that danger room. Nifty, the only player on the A side. He's actually in the balcony right now, so a heavy B focus from Renegades. Should be a very simple procedure here for Fnatic to find 5-2. But it's fine, you know, Renegades, they could have forced into this round. They could have actually given it a go. They had about 3.3k per player. They could have gone for the SMG shotguns, but they've got a lead right now. Let's not throw it away and take a full eco here and come back.
Yeah, totally on board with it. They've got a nice buffer of rounds. They don't have to feel rushed or forced into anything. This is actually a way that Fnatic could really capitalize and bring it back to even if they start misbuying or going too aggressive with their buys.
Yes, exactly.
But obviously, in terms of round 7, doesn't bode well. They still have one of the HEs of the 3 that they started with, which has just been thrown out to the site. Bit of damage done to Golden. Everyone else is fine. And Renegades going to just clump together and hope for the best.
Yeah, they're just hoping that someone gets that Bloodlust again. If Fnatic want to try and farm some frags, there's no reason to, though. Unless you had a Mac 10 that can get some real money out of it, going in and risking dropping your AK to take down USP or P250 players really doesn't add up. So you just want to be holding a... even if you let 4 of the players survive for Renegades, it's not worth $300 you could potentially get from killing them. So good stuff from both teams here. Flusha will be listening out for footsteps. Could get a big spray down here. He'll get 3. Well, Renegades do get 1 kill. And Flusha might even go down with a bomb here. Looks like he'll be fine in the end. Indeed he is. 3 kills. Everyone goes down for Renegades. 5-2 as the orbs come out for the first time, really. On either side, JW and Nifty will be battling once again. Maybe we'll have a tactical timeout. It feels like that sort of time. But it's not actually going to be happening just yet. We'll see the final buy brings. Is there any kits available? There's not for Renegades. There's no armor on Nifty as well. And they do have the utility for mass for Astillo, so a compromise is being made, but overall, pretty healthy. Looking for 5-3. Necro will be boosted up on the upper platform there. Golden smoking the mid doors, taking vision away from the CTs. Nifty, though, still has everything to play for. Smoke off the mid doors himself. It's Golden at bay for now.
Renegade still with 3 smokes and 2 incendiaries. Can use them as a block to counteract pushes. 1 gets thrown into drop in the eyes of Crims, and a second onto B long. This is going to leave them quite a bit of time, though, once these 2 smokes have cleared. They have to fend this off, and Lacro, deciding to spray through the smoke, will get the rewards for his efforts. Astillo gets put down. Nifty down to 23 health. Jacobs took damage too on B platform from grenades. There's another one just behind him. Down to half. And already, Henry, they are looking incredibly sketchy.
Yeah, absolutely. Nifty still really yet to get off the mark. He's got 1 kill to his name, which I think was in the pistol round. He'll use the AWP to try and recover in this situation towards long A. Nice shot. This time, that one connects. 4 on 4. He's still low, but lives to fight another day. And Jacob's taking a bit of a risk here. Now isolated on the steps. He's still hiding some shots. Jacob's there to back him up, but still in danger. JW hits one. Crim's coming from the backlines. Bounces from the drop-down room there. 20 seconds remaining. It looks like he's going to get another. Crims is playing amazingly once again. Just coordinated frags, making sure he takes calculated risks. And now Nifty, like we said, low HP, no armor, no kit. Shouldn't have any grounds whatsoever to win this.
And getting his position away suggests that he is piecing out of there.
Ambitious wallbang, to say the least, but 5-3 Fnatic bouncing back after the huge deficit came in. This is a T-sided map. Renegades have already done fantastic work. If Nifty saves the AWP, they'll have third stage loss bonus, which will be $2,400 on top of the 0 they have right now. But a saved AWP, Vince, I always said, especially on a map like Cobblestone, all it takes is one well-placed AWP. He can win the round single-handedly. He can find that 1 kill, funnel them back to A. He rotates. He's waiting in connector. So they'll take a timeout. Very good call, I think, from Renegades here. How do we make this AWP do the absolute best work? There are a couple of options. Let's just discuss those right now. You can go towards bottom and middle, smoke the doors, look above the smoke, and look for anyone crossing towards long A. You can also be boosted up in the drop down. That's a high-risk maneuver, a bit more flamboyant. You can boost up and go for the first pick with the AWP there, or you can simply go aggressive towards the upper platform. Long A is also an option as well, but if I'm thinking about it in the way Fnatic have been playing right now, I think just holding the upper platform and then maybe stacking a few more players towards long A, perhaps with CZs, try and get them into the Lion's Den perhaps. We'll see whether that comes true. CORSAIR certainly will have some ideas. CZs and PT50s are purchased around the AWP. And let's follow Nifty and see where he wants to go here and if he can open things up. He has got the smoke, which suggests he'll go towards middle, I would say.
Especially considering how many nades have been thrown onto B platform from Fnatic so far. We start from Jacob's perspective. So let's see if Nifty can get anything done. He is being naded out with Molotovs. Can't see anything above the smokes. You've nailed it there, Henry. But unfortunately for Nifty, nothing forthcoming. Yeah,
well, it's always a difficult map. If it was something like Cash or like Mirage, you've got plenty of options and high chance of seeing Ts. On Cobblestone, not so much. The CTs are slightly stifled in terms of what they can do at the start of the round here. Crims, though, helps himself towards drop down, using the Molotov to safely traverse that. Still a 5 on 5. Nifty up, like we said, if he can just find himself in a decent position, one shot it always takes to get them in the round, and all hell can break loose. He spots one now, but he wants to get in a safer position as he knows flashbangs are coming in.
Exactly. Even though he knew the player was there, he can call it to the rest of his team. The shoulder peek from Lekro is going to afford him the kill. And this is where the house of cards should come crumbling down for Renegades. They are doing more damage than anticipated for the likes of the USPs, but valiant attempts that shouldn't yield the round. As a P250, 43 seconds left.
Yeah, just to note there as well, Nifty didn't have armor, so that's why he drops like a sack of spuds as soon as any bullets comes towards him. So there we have it. It will be 5-4 for Fnatic, as trying to find anything he can with the P250. I doubt Fnatic salvaged the other AWP from Nifty. It wouldn't make sense to have double AWPs on the T side. I have seen it before, wild times, but it's not advised.
Especially as you're looking to burst out the likes of drop or be long,
yeah,
double AWPs.
The AWP really has significance in that, the opening sectors of the round. I can see they've actually thrown the AWP on top of Chicken Coop. So that won't be being picked up anytime soon. So well played. They make sure the CT certainly can't get it. Definitely doesn't have a chance now. He's dead. 5-4. Fnatic with 4 rounds in a row. Looking much better now as we get into the next gun round. We can go for a double AWP setup on the CT side, which they have done indeed. Ustilla will bring out the secondary AWP. I haven't actually seen him all before, so be interesting to see whether he can keep up. Nifty will purchase his as well. 2 kills to his name. Really hasn't been able to get really stuck in. I think that's 1 kill with the AWP, 1 with the pistol so far. He is considered one of the stars of Renegades now, the in-game leader as well. See if this will yield any sort of success. JW waiting for the aggressive peek towards the upper platform. That covers broken wall and indeed the steps, that angle. And they'll be coordinating for a B execution from what I can see. No one in A whatsoever suggests they need to move in the next 15 seconds or so. As with the first frag to take down Crims. But Gold in there to try and recover, but it might not be possible as Ustilla cracks things open with an AWP kill towards Lekro.
I'm very curious as to how he would operate with the second AWP, and so far it seems pretty solid. JKS onto Golden. It's also going to fall, but the player advantage maintains for Renegades. There has been 4 unanswered rounds for Fnatic, so this would be a good time for Renegades to strike. JW next to fall, and Stillo again. Another kill. Bomb drops.
Absolutely lovely.
Gonna give him a nice amount of confidence there.
Yeah, clean rounds like this certainly boost the confidence. In terms of the money for Fnatic, they're absolutely fine. The thing is now, right, if I'm the in-game leader for Fnatic, let's say it's a hypothetical situation, I'm thinking they've got the double AWP set up right now. We haven't dropped any sort of executions like a wall of smokes towards B. Let's take a timeout right now. Let's drop one of those strategies. And that's why I'm not a huge fan of double AWPs on Cobblestone CT side. It can be powerful situationally if they're running defaults like this, sure. As soon as they know you've got the double AWP set up, though, I think you're in a lot of trouble, because then I'm just waiting for the initial grenades to start, dropping my wall of smokes, and then trying to see what I can do after that. Flusha, still a very slight chance of winning this round. He's got 10 seconds, though. His percentage is shrinking by the second. Push through. He can just find any kills here. That would be enough just to make things frustrating. That's a lovely shot. He'll check behind the door, but JKS beats him to the punch. 6-4, made the round expensive. And like I said, that double AWP setup won't actually be recovered. That's actually fantastic from Flusha to take down one of those AWPs. And there's Stillo getting it done. I don't think they'll be able to purchase a secondary AWP again. So, well played by Fnatic. 6-4 now. MP9 for Jacob, just a note. Nifty still on the AWP. 12 kills for JKS. Full buy for Fnatic. They've probably got one more left in the tank. Round number 11 coming through.
See the impact that Flusha's kills had. FAMAS, I believe that someone bought an MP9 and dropped it at spawn.
That's true. They definitely did.
Yeah, so that's a bit of a blunder. And then you've got Stillo on just a smoke. Only 1 kit, lack of incendiaries, lack of HEs. So Flusha getting those 2 kills actually super impactful. Nifty's going to miss his opportunity, and he has to get the hell out of there as soon as he can. He did land the shot onto Lekra, I believe, but only down to 10, and will finish him off.
It's a bit gutting. He gets the player that's low HP, but still, there it is. He still gets the 5 versus 4. Not for long. JKS feeling brave, facing towards middle. JW there, waiting to greet him. Things in favor for Fnatic, especially with the mishmash buy. You can see they've got no smoke remaining on the CT side, only 1 incendiary. They have got a kit. What's the play now from Fnatic? They'll be falling back towards B from what I can see. Krim still patrolling towards that drop down. Hasn't committed just yet. Jacob waiting in the E-box room. And Flusha doing what he does best, is showing presence to this side of the map. Trying to go for some wall bangs, cause some damage. Bait has some utility. Try and cause a rotation perhaps. We'll see, but his teammates now firmly going towards the B side.
Just shy of 40 seconds to play with on the side of Fnatic. The terrorists lumbering their way towards the B side. At this point, pretty much have to go for it. They do have Flusha making a move up mid. He's hoping to catch the 2 CTs who are on A site as they rotate through onto B. But he needs the rest of his team to be successful. He's basically useless if his team gets swatted away. 15 seconds now. Now Flusha's moving in. Stillo is trying to hold down Statue. And it is going to be that man Flusha that falls first. Stillo's doing a lot of work here, but finally he falls. 5 seconds left. Fnatic will get the bomb planted just in time. And it goes to show that if Stillo gets that second kill from Statue, especially with the bomb carrier, that round was pretty much done.
You're absolutely right, but Renegades looking like they'll try and save whatever they can at least. The AWP picked up once more. It'll be 3 kills for Nifty. He'll be going towards T-Spawn here, but Fnatic get it done. JW is the protagonist there, managing to shut things down. He opened it up to bring it back to a 4-on-4, and he closed things out as well. Azza will be saving the AK-47. And we'll see whether Nifty can hold on to it. He is playing with danger a little bit here. Hits the shot though, did take a few bullets in return, down to 41 health. Will be surviving here, but it's a Fnatic victory almost certainly. There we go. And Nifty to hold on to the AWP. Well played. 6-5, Fnatic getting himself back into it. The problem is, Vince, that's a full reset. I would say I'm fully investing into this round of Renegades right now. We've got an AWP, an AK-47. The other 3 players are double eco. So let's go for it. Let's see what we can do here. It's a risk, sure. You've got 6 rounds already. I think that's enough. We should be forcing into this round. Indeed, they will. JKS not. Everyone else has gone and spent every single dollar. He opts for just the full eco. If it comes down to him and just that USP, no armor in a 1v1, he'll be gutted, but we'll see.
Here's the second of those aggressive plays you mentioned. Boost up into drop for Nifty. Very aggressive. It's really a matter of if he misses the shot, if he gets pushed, he's dead. But it does give them a chance, a glimmer, and he's about to get tested. How's his aim? The answer, not on point, but he doesn't get picked off. Could be half a mind there that they thought there'd be a double player stack. Down to 19, Nifty will fall. So certainly coming out worse for wear on the trade. But not dead. It's going to be good news for Renegades. The bad news is that Fnatic is starting to move their way out of mid. Going to Molotoving the right-hand side. Ustillo forced out into the open. Bullets or flames. Pick your poison. Azatho straight up. Domes Golden. Knocks him out of the round.
Absolutely. Well, he's got a full back still. He's still got a fighting chance here. Flusha's not convincingly killing him, but there it is. It comes through. Last line of defense. Here, 2 players with the pistols. JKS, remember, he didn't buy up anything to this round. It might not matter, Vince. He does use the silent USP effectively, but might not find much more. He's isolated in the corner. They know he hasn't got any armor. Just at the default pistol. They're not even worried about him right now, but he might cause some more damage here. Gets another kill! Why are they letting him do this? I have no idea. 10 seconds. The round is safe, but still, didn't have to be this expensive.
I think they may have respected Nifty a bit too much, worried that he'd picked him off on the cross.
Sure.
But that allowed him to just rattle off so many bullets from the backside of A site. Now Nifty comes up. It looks like he is hungry for this. He's going to go for the first shot. If he missed it, I think he'd have backed away. Wasn't afforded that, though, because Crims just destroys him.
Well, that's 6-6. Round number 13 coming through, and the eco for Renegades. And I call JKS for not having an upgraded pistol or armor. Seems like he doesn't need it, Vince. He's absolutely fine. He even typed in the chat after getting those kills, I'm the pistol king. So, there we go. Full eco, though, for Renegades. This is going to be the first time where Fnatic will be in the lead. As just a unit. Oh, maybe not, maybe not. This is working out. It's getting awkward. We see a lot of teams operate like this right now. They've actually managed to pick up an AWP. 5-man stack towards middle. Try and catch a tease by surprise. You can see that can be very effective. Got a couple of trades. Picked up the AWP. This ain't over.
And this is where JW's aggressive AWPing can really be a hindrance. Most teams would have sent an AK player in there first and the AWP behind.
He runs in with the AWP. Gets wrecked. No need for it, really, is there? You know they're on eco. Like, why are we sending in the shotgun AWP first? And Renegades won't try and win this round. They're just going to try and save that AWP. That's going to be the objective here. Money is well and truly in the bin, so they want to make sure they can save the AWP, deploy the human shields. See if this will work out for him. Like I said, Fnatic now taking the lead on the T side. It was looking so promising for Renegades at 5-0. Now they'll be back on the chase once again. If you're just joining us, it's a pretty epic game on Mirage. If you want to go back and watch a really nice VOD, go check out Crims' demo on the CT side of Mirage. That was ungodly. That was bizarre how good he was.
It was a masterclass on the CT side. He dropped 20 in the first half, I believe it was.
But it's the way he got those 20 kills. Just like impossible situations, pushing a smoke and 3 players on his screen, and the crisp spray transfer, the taps coming through, just didn't put a single foot wrong in some of those rounds. It was absolutely beautiful. As we get into round number 14 here, double AWP set up again. We haven't really seen a really in-depth tactical execution from Fnatic, but fair enough. This is what they've been known to do. Just good fundamentals of CS, working together, hitting crazy shots, and then capitalizing on mistakes made by their opposition. They haven't ever really relied on a massive strategy book of executions per se. Boosting up though. Oh my god, JW, what are you up to? Through the flames, and it's the second time now his aggressiveness has cost him his life.
The best case scenario for him there is he gets a kill before he dies. I just don't see how. I'm somewhat puzzled there, but either way, Lecro's going to be pushing his way through. They haven't fended off long. They've sent no one scouting through there, and Nifty, all he has to do is sit in position and hope that a player walks out into the open and gives him a free kill. There would then be a 3-on-5 retake. So he can play patiently, allow the rest of his team to come in. And it's going to be Golden that will potentially push. Crims in mid. Is Golden going to go looking? If he does, likely will die. Nifty now going to be trying to use every angle possible to get his AWP in amongst the action. Golden in stables, about to get hot and heavy in there, but Crims is going to get in from behind. In the meanwhile, Lecro and Flusha are laying down the law onto the site, and Estillo Gonna have to traipse over his teammates' corpses if he wants to clutch, and he doesn't fancy that. Can't say I blame him.
Yeah, Ustilo will have to retreat. It was actually JW that gave up his life first. Back towards the A site. A couple of basic smokes going out together. Crim's great positioning to find the AWPer from long A, and then the retake just wasn't possible. It felt like it was well out of reach from the get-go. As we get into the final round of the first half here, double AWP set up once again. Nifty, 4 kills, 9 deaths. Really wanted him to assert his dominance here. This is their map pick. I thought he'd have something up his sleeve to shut down Fnatic, but it's been a pretty decent game from them. They lost the pistol. Pretty rough start for them, but he felt like they won the pistol here. This could have been a pretty much clean sweep. But Flusha burned again. They really are not learning their lesson on that side of the map. Keep trying to force their way in with one player, and it's just going horribly wrong. And the thing is, they could have afforded an AK on him. He went for a Mac 10. It would have probably worked considering they've got 4 players by helmets, but surely you want to get the AK over that.
It does allow him to go for more of that run and gun style, but it's still a second round in a row, gets the opening pick in an identical position. Last time it was JW, this time it's Flusha. Speaking of JW, misses his chance in drop, still tries to flick across, and he's been the better of the 2 AWPers for me on this map, but he is now a goner. Jacob gets destroyed by JW. Fnatic should be mentioned, collectively they have just below 30 health. So Nifty has more of the HP in his favor, but obviously these 2 players very good, and Crims is the one to finalize this half, 9-6, and that's, by the way, after Renegades took a 5-0 lead.
Absolutely, that's a real clinic on getting back into the game. 5-0 down, and at that point, they managed to get 9 rounds pretty much in a row. They gave up 1 on the way, but that was a full reset just before Renegades got maximum loss bonus. So that's still going to be a sour taste in the Renegades camp. Unfortunately, like, you get that great start, everyone's fired up, but then you don't really get any rounds towards the end. You're like, okay, it was a fine half, but they really started to dominate us once they realized what was up. And that wasn't really, like I said, a real masterful tactical game from Fnatic. They were just running their pretty standard plays, the fundamentals, the defaults, and then sometimes using good spawns, even losing the first picks most of the time and still recovering. It'll be 15 kills for Flusha this time, 10 deaths for him. Crims will just give him a shout as well, 9 kills for that particular player, Golden as well on 9. Everyone pretty much contributing on Fnatic. 14 for Jacob, playing that B site, along with Ustilo, who I agree was the better of the 2 AWPers on the Renegade side. And double AWP setup wasn't really finding them the results they needed. As Ustilo looking to continue that form in the second half here. We are underway. We'll have a look at the buy for Renegades. A bit more technical. They're going to have 2 smokes here, 3 flashbangs, a decoy, a PT-50 for Ustilo, and the armor. That's what's the Superman buys these days. Used to be a Tech 9 and armor, but that weapon is now dead, nerfed into oblivion.
It sure is. I've not seen that for quite some time.
And Chris J tried out a style at it. That was the last time we saw it.
How did that work out for him?
I think I saw 1 kill with the weapon, to be honest.
Yeah, there's no reason not to use the CZ on the T side. Some players maybe prefer the 5.7, but I think CZ overall is just the go-to pistol. Just the 1 HE for Fnatic in the hands of JW. And he's going to toss that into drop. And it's going to do so much damage. Nifty down to 38. Jacob took, so that's pretty much just shy of 100 health that's been disintegrated. JKS, in the meanwhile, will go into Golden, who has been one of the better pistol players in this best of 3 so far. So that's a big kill to bag, but Crims and JW straight back into the action with themselves with the USPs. JW now trying to lock it down onto the site. JKS using the statue as cover. Bomb planted. He's going to pick up the first. And this is where the P250 could be massively impactful for Renegades, or perhaps not. It's down to JKS up against Crims. It's going to be 37 health remaining for JKS, and Crims sprints round the corner, lands the headshot, and will get the defuse. I
thought JKS had that one, and it was looking like he was hitting his shots. He was reading it well. Crims even had to reload as he charged towards JKS there, but 37 HP. It's going to elude him, and it will be Fnatic to find double digits here. They've already won the first map, looking to find the second now. Bomb was planted. There are a few teams that like to force buy in the second round as like the surprise play. It's much more common, though, to get the AKs out in the third. 10-6 overall, and it will be a full eco here from the Australian side. We'll see a pretty heavy rifle focus from Fnatic as well. 2 FAMASs, 2 M4s. Crims finding his 11th frag there. Here we go then. Should be quite a simple procedure for Fnatic here. I say that, but Dink comes in. Flush is in a spot of bother. He'll try and hold them off with the smoke and try and isolate the terrorist there, but he does go down. It's up to Crims to try and finish this one off.
Ooh, Ooh, actually comes out second best. I expected him to get at least one more kill from that position. Still down at 22. Nifty tagged, and so is Azza. On the hands of JW, correctly calling that he'd be darting back out the doors. Does a bit of more damage, knocking Azza down to 7. Now Lekro from drop. Seeing if maybe he can finish off this round right here, right now. Nifty, in the meanwhile, is taking some punishment through the doors, and it is going to be Lekro to finalize that kill. Bomb dropped in a horrible spot for Renegades, and so is Astillo. So Fnatic will take an 11-6 lead, and it's looking like we may end up getting that 2-0 after all.
I think you might be right. It got a bit dicey there. Crimson Flusha going down, but Azza just 7 HP. FAMAS picked up, sure, but not really much he can do without the bomb. Hoping he can, like, just find one more kill. I think that would be fantastic. He just gets one there. Could find the insta-kill. At this point, the Golden ready and waiting on top of the bomb site there. Takes it down, but this is where things get interesting. That was actually okay. That's a full eco pretty much. I think they had 1 PD-50 Glocks. He went along A, got 2 kills. Make the CTs sweat a little bit as we get into this third round. If Golden and Co can work out to win this round, that's when things become very difficult for Renegades. But they bring out the AWP, in fact, for Nifty and 4 AK-47s.
Plenty of firepower to use for Renegades. And surely Nifty's got to get into this map right now. He doesn't have more time.
Yeah, this is looking quite desperate for him. 4 and 12. Everyone else in his team in double digits. It's round number 18.
The guy typically is their playmaker. The guy is normally the determining factor, just has been eerily absent.
So celebrated as well in this Renegade squad. Everyone talks about Nifty and how good he is.
Yeah.
But struggling here in map 2. 11-6 down and facing the barrel of elimination out of the tournament.
Molotov into drop is going to play havoc with Renegade's plans of pushing out either window or drop room. Golden now going to just sit in position, watch for a head peeking over.
They want to go for an A split here from what I can see. So there's 3 players towards that side of the map. As gets the shot. Golden was ready for that as well, but I'll find the 5-on-4. Lekro trying to recover. Jacob is whatever he can. A nice shot from Azza again. 2 versus 4 now. Surely this is a Renegades round.
It's on that man Crims though. He's made A his home. He wants no intruders, but Azza from the backside on his 9 health has picked up 3 hugely impactful kills.
All came from that boost towards the drop down there. So JW actually managed to push up right on the upper platform. He was smoked out. He'd call they're going towards A. Just watch the window, and they had it all set up perfectly. Golden was even anticipating the boost coming through. You can see the crosshair was there, but great shots from Azza. Low HP. He was on 9 after the first interaction. Finishes with 3 in total. Great awareness, stops the rotations, shuts it all down. And that could be the money absolutely done for Fnatic. They've had some very close rounds here in the second half so far. So good job by Renegades, perfectly executed. And you saw that kill from the balcony. Crims was the last line of defense and always has a shout of turning rounds around, but not this time. Just JW to survive, and they might just have to take an eco here. Lekro can afford a rifle, but no one else can. They've got the buffer of rounds here to say take the full eco. Not really worth forcing here at all.
Oh, hindsight's always 20/20, Henry, but that was all off the back of Golden missing that opportunity with the M4. He had to drop on Azza, missed it, and Azza goes on to basically win the round.
They forced ball.
Oh, they have forced.
They have gone all in. Every single dollar has been spent. Max 7s, Deagles, M4s, a scout. I really don't think this is the right call. If it works out for them, though, it will be amazing. Everything can work. Let's be clear here. I'm just saying, I like to look at the percentage of winning the overall game. For me, this round is not the way you do it.
Certainly agree. And this will be music to the ears of Renegades fans, because Fnatic have hamstrung themselves. If they lose this, this is Renegades' chance to get right back into it.
No need for this force buy. But let's see what they make of it.
Max 7, very powerful in this position, but and credit to Renegades, they have 2 players watching for this very play.
Lots of damage done. Nifty down to 4. JKS 30. Maybe there is something to this. Shotgun for Golden. Perfect position. We talked about it yesterday in drop down. Can be almost perfect for that particular position, but the Molotov comes through. Golden will have to fall back slightly, listening out for anyone getting themselves into that area.
Time's starting to run scarce on the side of Renegades. They're going to feel a kick up the backside on the timer. Crims hits an M4. Lekro boosted up just behind tree. Molotov's landing. He has been spotted, so he has to vacate the area. That's a pretty important spot that's now been drilled out, but Crims once again strikes with a triple kill with his M4, and Lekro finishes off the rest.
My God, he does it again. This guy has been absolutely stellar. One of the absolute talisman of Fnatic so far. A round where it seemed like it was almost impossible. Deagle, shotguns, the single M4, but Crims finds it, and look at the precision. It's unbelievable. How is he playing this well right now? Certainly in the conversation in terms of his current form, one of the best in the game at this moment. Well, well, well. Renegades reset again. They won't be forcing, but looking likely to be 13-7 at this point. Wasn't even the shotgun. I thought that would do all the damage. I think it was the scout at the start, and then Crims, of course, to pick them all off on the upper platform. Lovely stuff.
You can see the havoc that's now played with Renegade's economy. They themselves screwed. Straight up screwed. From being in a place where they win that round, could have got very close to even. As it stands, a 5-round difference, which could easily turn into a 6th. Golden in drop is going to get 3. He's done his job with a FAMAS close range against pistols. Now the rest should follow for the Swedes. JW actually in drop, upper drop, so he's going to be able to peer down and look down on the remaining straggling Renegades. Nade's not quite on point.
I'm going to say that's a difficult nade to thread through. But they're going towards A. They could even get a plant out of this. I say could with bated breath. You can see Flusha ready and waiting. That's quite dynamic, isn't it? That's pretty cool. They might even get a plant out of this. How did that happen?
That was like some Neo from the Matrix level stuff there, just floating across towards the side.
We'll give it a replay of that from the POV. Whether it was like intentional, I don't know, but it looked really cool.
Just
kind of nuts.
surfing on air. It was unreal.
Oh,
and that's why they get the bomb plant. I'm sure if that jump wasn't as wide, Flusha would have had them for breakfast. There's the golden triple.
The golden triple. Everyone's looking for. AWP for Nifty. Nothing to speak of in terms of snipers for Fnatic, but very close to finding themselves in the quarterfinals. Renegades really clutching at scores now.
Crims now boosted up, and of course he will pounce. Jacob will feel pretty hard done by.
Yeah, he's walked straight into his crosser there, unfortunately. Great time to throw that boost in. We discussed that idea earlier on. Flusha might find himself with a bit of presence here. Lovely flashbang and even better shot from Azza. He'll take down Golden. JKS tagged up there. Needs to be very careful now. He knows Flusha's coming for him. Gets a bit more damage through the door. Not quite enough to take him down. And Azza, he's so good at sneaking. Every single round he seems to be behind enemy lines trying to open things up. Could this be the play that finds him the kill he needs but doesn't check towards the danger hole? And there we go. It will be 13-7 and a 4-on-3. Nifty JKS tagged up. They're committing towards A. But look who's ready and waiting for him. Here comes a flashbang. I thought that was an HE. That would have done, I think, all 3 of them in.
Very easily could have. The downside, though, for Renegades is that Crims is there, and he has a lot of support in the form of Flusha. And to make
coming in the back lines.
Make it more powerful, yeah. JW's around the back. Lekro's rotated onto balcony. Lekro has gone down to the hands of Nifty, though. But 25 seconds and very low Renegades looking to pursue the bomb. Crims not going to get the final kill, but JW will. 7-round buffer. Fnatic cruising to a second map.
Yeah, this was looking quite exciting at one point. Remember, Renegades were 5-0 up, Vince. They had absolutely everything going in their favor. Since then, it's been very disappointing. Nifty's just gone all in straight away. He's spent every dollar he's got. Doesn't look like his teammates will be joining him. There's been a distinct absence in terms of the in-game leader's performance. He's supposed to be one of the stars of this team, and he's got nothing done whatsoever here on Cobblestone. And MP9 coming out for Golden. Another chance for him to get a 3K, perhaps. We'll see. Incendiary's dropped. And terms of the play here. They didn't force up everything. They kept themselves to about 2k. But this is getting to match point now. They'd need 8 rounds in a row. They can't pull this one off.
Just JKS by himself. Rest of the team outside a drop. Flash into a push, but Golden has such a powerful weapon in this kind of a situation with a lack of head armor. However, they've gone straight through on Connector and they've claimed the kill onto Flusha. Golden's gone down now from Nifty. Renegades are making way more of a go at this round than I anticipated. Crims is the only player that Fnatic have that is getting kills right now.
Yeah, I think you're right. This looks like an almost certain round for Renegades now. I don't know why Flusha just runs in the connector like that. You've got players watching either side of it. You don't have to be in there. Isolate them, use the utility, smoke them out, lock them in the connector, make them commit. That's not a bomb site. You don't have to retake that. He runs in all guns blazing and it all falls apart. There was really no need for that position whatsoever. There we go. And it will be Renegades picking up the round against all the odds. Money will be actually pretty weak for Fnatic. I thought they'd be high rolling with this sort of half coming in. Nightcrow looking to find the exit frags here. We'll see whether this is enough to finish things off. 3-on-2 and the bomb is exploding and it's going to be a timeout by the looks of things. So Renegades right back in this now. That was a big round for them to pick up. Smiling face of Nifty there. Working out what's the play for the next round.
As a result of the 2 save weapons, looks like Fnatic will be able to bolster up the rest of their players with M4s. By and large, I'm not sure if Golden's going to have to dip down. Okay, he's going to go down to an MP9. So it is going to be another by Henry.
Well, can't argue with them too much. They keep winning with the lesser weaponry, but still pretty decent. 4 M4s and right, the MP9 for Golden. So we'll see if they can do it. Remember, that's Renegades winning on a partial buy. The comeback begins again.
That round, though, just purely off ruthless aggression. I'm not sure that they'll have that opportunity again, or if Fnatic will plug those gaps. Now that full weapons are in play, Fnatic going to play accordingly themselves. Nifty and Jacob both up, peering over the smoke on B long. Now, JW's the kind of player that would peak this if he had naught. With an M4, I doubt it. I think he's going to play more passive, so Renegades aren't going to be given any freebies for the time being. Yes, being harassed by the A defenders of Fnatic. Molotov's going to greet JW. He retorts with a smoke. Bit of a stalemate. Golden's going to be pressured once more. Seems like Renegades have found the weak link of Fnatic, and they're trying to exploit it as much as possible. That nade's not going to do as much damage as Golden was hoping for, but the MP9 will do just fine.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. Gets that opening kill. He's still out. Surely going to frag here, but Crims cleaning the window, takes down Ustillo, gets a double kill, bomb dropped. Looking like match points will be obtained right here, right now. Nifty and JKS can do nothing about it. Pretty disappointing round from Renegades there. Lovely work from Golden to get the initial kill, then Crims ready and waiting, pounces as they try to get out. Similar strategy they really brought on that CZ victory. Get out the window, see what's possible, but this time Crims was there and he finds 2 very important kills.
And with Fnatic having such a vast lead and a pretty poor economy, don't need to chase this, but of course JW is. It's not in his nature to play passive. And he will pluck out the kill of Nifty. JKS, though, smartly will make sure that his teammate's corpse is not rummaged through. It wasn't AWP on the ground, but instead JW will get picked off. However, Renegade's economy, pretty awful.
Yeah, that AWP would have been a bit of a godsend. Nifty still can purchase the AK and armor. They'll obviously take a timeout here. Gonna need Kassad to spin some gold at this point. What can he come up with? Let's see whether he can think of anything to bring it in their favor. One more round will do it. That'll be Fnatic in the quarterfinals. Unfortunately, we would say goodbye to the plucky Australians. And pause comes through. UMP for Ustillo, Azar on the pistol. 3 AKs do have utility. But it feels like this could be the one that ends it all.
How will Renegades see off their potential last round of DreamHack Masters Marseille? Is it going to be aggression? Well, not to the B side for the time being. They're going to be sending 3 players over onto A or mid. And Crims is there to greet them. If they do push through the doors, is he going to go aggro? The timing is perfect just as JKS drops down. And with that, it forces out Justillo to go from long A back into mid to make sure he's not going to push further, which more importantly leaves Nifty by himself. So Fnatic have completely destroyed any tactic, anything that they were talking about in that timeout already.
Before they could even get to the build-up, until they could think, right, we need to throw these smokes here, let's try and get control towards long A. Oh, we've lost a player. All right, recovery mode. Let's see what's available to us. 5 on 4. Very close now to finding themselves in the quarterfinals. JW not happy with the advantage they've got. Vince, he wants a bit more. He might even find the bomb here. He has players around him. And Crow will find kills, and this push from JW could close it all out. He'll hold the B halls. The bomb's down there. Crims waits a long A, and Nifty. He's just got a deep sentence here. Unfortunately, the way Crims is playing right now, he's not going to miss that. And I think that's it, ladies and gentlemen. JW having a bit of fun to close it out. Could have got that kill, I'm pretty sure. Seems to wait a little bit longer to pull the trigger. 30 seconds, and Justillo with it all to do. Still possible, but not for long. There it is. They will be going to the quarterfinals. Congratulations to Fnatic. That's a 2-0 victory for them. We do say goodbye to the Renegades, but I thought of that game on Mirage. That was something quite special. 16-14. Renegades on the comeback once again, and I've casted so many of their games now where it seems to just be so agonizingly close, but they can't quite get over the finish line. Cobble, not as exciting, but Crims, certainly the MVP of the series, Vince. Surely for you.
Hands down. Yeah, absolutely. Just to be honest, even off that first half performance on Mirage, I think he would have been just off that.
Yeah,
like, that's how good he was.
That was just unreal. There's not many people that can perform on that particular level. There's a handful of players in the world that can bring those sort of performances, and I think that's going to be the headline left over from that. Fnatic are back in this tournament. They looked a little bit weak earlier on, but if Crims can keep that up, they're going to be contending for at least the semi-finals, perhaps maybe even further. Who knows?
Absolutely, but against the top-tier teams, like the very top teams, if it's just Crims, that's where there could be issues, because no disrespect to the rest of Fnatic, but we didn't really see what the likes of JW had to offer there. We didn't really see what the likes of the rest of the team had.
I was impressed with Golden at points as well. He seemed that he's playing like smart CS, nothing too flashy, not the dizzy heights that Crims was hitting, but enough to actually post numbers, get frags, fall back. And Fnatic, I keep saying that, their game plan, like it's not too in depth in terms of the crazy strategies, the fakes, anything like that, but it works really nicely. That with Crims is hitting shots like that, they're going to do a great job. And Vince, that is it from our third series. It's been an absolute pleasure. We've got one more to come. We'll throw it back to the boys on the desk.
Yes, indeed. Hank and Vince are going to be casting Liquid Gambit, which is coming up next. So we'll be hearing from those boys what they're thinking. But first, I have to hear from these fellows, these charming human beings who are gracing me with their presence at the analyst desk here for the CORSAIR DreamHack Masters Marseille. Sean, Chad, thanks for joining me. I'm trying a different approach. What do you think? How was that?
It's our pleasure, Alex.
I went for
We're
like,
happy
like
to be here.
Love to be here.
Yeah, this is it, like a late night talk show. How was that? Like,
pretty good.
Gracing me with their presence.
Are we going to do it like David Letterman, where we already have the prepared anecdotes?
But I watched a David Letterman interview recently. He nailed it. Like, he did one with Obama, and it was so good.
Who?
Obama?
Obama.
The president?
Obama. You're saying it wrong.
Obama.
Anyway, let's everyone take our attention back to that first map of Mirage. That one could have gone either way. 16-13. It was tight like a tiger. But I think that Renegades really dropped the ball. They won the pistol round from there. It spiraled out of control. If you cast your memory back to Kiev, it was the same kind of thing. Poor T-half into a really strong CT half. But what Sean mentioned in the pre-show was it comes to the mid-rounds, right, or the mid-game, and that's what happened here where on the T side for Fnatic, they kept getting into the bomb sites. They kept getting like equal trades, but then they were losing those 2v2s.
Yeah.
They weren't actually able to get the bomb down, and then that's when Justillo, Azza, and Nifty would always swing in and finish off those last couple of frags.
Yeah, I mean, it was right down to the wire, and I was saying this to you in the green room, Sean. Just every game I seem to see in an offline environment from Renegades is a good team getting pushed to the very edge, and then they convert, and Renegades go home disappointed, but with like a 30 rounds of play.
Yeah, it was crazy that they were able to withstand all the crazy rounds from Crims in that first map. Like, he had a frag movie going on the first half alone. It was incredible. And you saw that one, actually, it was unfortunate because JKS had the Krieg in Palace, and you just know he would get that trade if he had an AK.
I asked Gomez as I was walking up, I said, is that something Justin's been playing with? And he said, no, it must have just been a misbuy. Okay, so, you know, the spam control with the Krieg, like, unless you actually practice it, it's not easy. I know that sounds silly, but it's not like the easiest thing to be intuitive with.
Do you know what is easy and intuitive? Is talking to players straight after the game, because we grabbed Flusha. It's such an awesome opportunity. Yo, dude, what's going on? Congratulations. You're going to the quarterfinals. You'll be in front of that sexy crowd tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right, so first question from me personally is just, how is team morale right now? Because you've just been at the highest high, and I can't imagine after some time off, trying to just suddenly get back to where you were at the end of China, at the end of like that $1 million in your pocket.
Team morale has been like, it's been up and down. Like as you said, we won 2 events, and then our online play hasn't been really good. So we just came here. We didn't expect anything, especially like
good,
because we played so bad online, and then just getting back to LAN plays it's so much more fit for us, I think.
Maybe it just works for you guys, right? Because Kiev, you got blown out, and then you won 2 events in a row. So maybe it's good to have some downsides.
I do have a follow-up question, because I mean, you've been around the scene for ages now, at least in CS:GO. How do you still take online performance as a kind of a feeling for how you're going to play offline? Have you learned from that before?
Not really anymore. Like before, I could feel good going into an event, but I think that doesn't really matter. Like often I feel like I'm going into an event in a bad form, and still when I get to an event, I perform really good. So, but team-wise, it's a different experience, and I think we all just step up a bit when we get to our LAN. Yeah, you guys looked good, definitely. Sean, you got a question?
Yeah, I actually have a question. So I noticed this a lot when I watch you guys. You guys dominate a lot in the first half, and I don't know if you can attest or you can agree with this or not, but it seems like you guys let your foot off the gas a little bit and let a team come back into it. A lot of force buys and stuff. Do you guys play a little bit looser? Maybe just kind of snowball?
Try and get it done.
Play with the flow?
I don't think so. I think like we don't keep the momentum to the second half. We just like try to do a pistol round that's too advanced instead of just doing like a rush and just trying to keep the fragging and the aiming on our side, and we just like get out structured in the start instead of just like trying to run over the people.
Absolutely.
I got a question, Robin. How much Rultolta are you going to buy with the $1 million that you guys have won?
I actually don't like Rultolta.
Oh man, but we had so many good memories. That was the one Swedish word I knew.
I didn't even know what that is. Is that the fish thing?
It's the chocolate like sponge cake in the roll with cream.
Oh, is it good? Like, I mean, do most people like it, Robin? Rultolta?
I don't know. I guess, but I haven't seen. I haven't seen one of them in so long, so...
Well, that is the hard-hitting analysis that we want from you, Flusha. Thank you so much, dude. I'll let you get away.
Thank you.
And we'll be getting to see him on the stage tomorrow. Yes, indeed, it is going to be playoffs tomorrow, so you can rub your hands together, because quarterfinals are coming up tomorrow.
Before we get there, Alex, I just want to say Crim's so consistent, an absolute beast, getting it done consistently over the last, what is it now? Maybe 6 months, I think? He's just looked like a monster.
Probably pushing it.
He's absolutely nuts. I do not. There's no argument there.
Yeah.
He's kind of found the form that we used to talk about, except it's different. We used to call him a turret. We used to say he was like a CT side god, and T side he'll get it done. He'll be like the third man in and clean up. Now there's a bit of everything.
AK on the T side of Mirage, just the one taps. He's like preemptive on everything. Like Justin sitting behind Ticket. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna pick you now. Nah, sorry man, you're dead.
He nearly got that. What was it? 2v5. That was 10 HP.
Yes.
Oh, okay, we're basically just falling into green room chatter here, but basically, Crim's played well, Fnatic did too, Renegades go home and will not be seeing the playoffs. For coming up after the break, we do have some good stuff, but first I want to remind you about Snipe. Yes, indeed, they have collaborated with DreamHack to provide the DreamHack Digital Pass. You can see all the information there in the bottom left, just dreamhack.com/digital pass. You get highlights, exclusive content with this fella. I think he's doing some stuff.
Yeah, and bits and pieces.
Yeah, bits and pieces, as well as, of course, being able to see all the different multi-perspectives as well, as always. So with all of that said, now coming up after the break, one more game and one more spot in the quarterfinals. It'll be Liquid with XSK, now Taco. We're going to be seeing if they can do it. It's going to be, of course, Liquid going up against Gambit. Excited to see how this one goes down, and join us after the break to find out.